Today I am going to lead you through a basic LYT Yoga practice. It's a layering type practice, so each sequence will be a variation of the one before, just layering on a little more postures or movements. So I hope you enjoy, and because I can't teach at this time during COVID-19, I hope this helps. So enjoy. So coming down onto the floor, if you have blocks, that would be great. 1 or 2 would be ideal. If not, no problem, you can practice without the block. So we're going to start with a reset of the pelvis, finding that neutral pelvis and neutral spine. Lie on your back, and knees are bent and feet are hip width apart and toes pointing forward and parallel. Find the back of your skull on the mat. So you might have to lift the head, tuck the chin a little bit and set it back down, and you might have to place a blanket or a towel underneath your neck. Turn the palms up towards up, and then pressing the shoulder blades towards the mat. So we're finding an alignment of your spine, so the back of the skull, the scapula, and the sacrum. So as you press the shoulder blades into the mat, you want to be mindful that the ribs don't pop up. So if you do this little sound, you'll feel that the ribs draw together and down. And you want to keep that maintained as the shoulder blades press into the floor. Lengthen your tailbone towards your heels as not to create another little arch in the low back, and again the ribs would pop. So lengthen through the tailbone towards your heels. So now you feel the back of the skull, the shoulder blades, and the sacrum into the ground. And you want to feel this alignment no matter what you're doing, whether you're standing on all fours in down dog, in any posture that you're doing, to maintain that neutral spine and neutral pelvis. Take the block this way, so the long thin end is between your legs, as close to the groin as you can. Now if you don't have a block, that's totally fine. You can do this without. You're going to press through the feet without physically moving them, imagining them dialing out. And you'll feel the centration of the head of the femur into the hip socket, into the acetabulum. Keep the belly drawing in, ribs drawing together and in. Engage your glutes, so really fire them up, press through the feet and lift the hips. Now you want to keep and maintain this neutral pelvis. If you press too much and go into like the easy way of what's accessible to you, this may happen and you'll create this extra lumbar lordosis low back curve. So lengthen the tailbone towards the heels and lift up. Less is more. Gently squeeze the block as you press the feet and dial them isometrically. Reach the hands up to the ceiling as if you're holding a tray and begin pulsing the hips. Take the left hand and pull the right fingers back to stretch the wrist where the fingers meet the palm. Now keep a gentle squeeze of the block. Keep your belly drawing in as if you have an elastic band going from your belly button to the back and really cinching that together. If you have the capacity in your shoulder and your ribs can stay contained, you may reach the arms overhead to the floor behind you. Keep pulsing, waking up the posterior chain, the back of your body. Now stop the pulsing to keep the hips lifted. Switch your hands, whether they're overhead or up towards the ceiling, and begin pressing through the big toe mound and lifting the heels up and down. Mindful not to roll into the pinky side, but keep the big toe mound pressing down. Then lower the heels, bring the arms up and down, and sequentially tiptoe down the spine. Now take the block if you have it and put it between your knees the thinnest way. Again, no block is needed. Bring your hands behind the head, interlace your fingers, elbows move towards to the ceiling. Again, drawing the ribs together and down, belly in, and tailbone lengthens. Inhale here. Now exhale, lift the shoulder blades off of the mat without pulling your neck. You're going to gaze towards the block or towards your belly. Let the head soften into your hands without lowering the scapula and draw the front ribs and the belly down. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift up. Straighten your left leg. From the elbows, reach up a little bit higher without pulling the neck. And then inhale, bend the knee, foot down, lower down. Keep the container of the core corseted. Exhale, lift up. Straighten the right leg, pull the toes back. Draw the front ribs down. Inhale, bend the knee, lower down. Exhale, lift up. Reach the left leg up. From the central axis of the body, from the spine, little inch twist to the left. The left shoulder blade is off of the ground. Inhale, come back to center, bend the knee, foot down, lower the head. Exhale, lift up. Straighten the right leg. Little inch twist to the right. My right shoulder blade stays off of the mat. Inhale, bend the knee, foot down, come back to center, lower down. Exhale, lift up. Straighten the left leg. Little inch twist to the left. Now reach the right arm to the outside of the left leg, and the left hand reaches as well, but you see the left hand is further, so reach that right hand to be even with the left hand. Then inhale, hands behind your head, come back to center, bend the knee, lower the foot, lower down. Exhale, lift up. Straighten the right leg. Little turn to the right. Left arm reaches. Right arm reaches. Reach that left hand even with that right hand. Inhale, hands behind your head, come back to center, bend the knee, foot down, lower down. Woo! Lining up the core and the glutes. So when we stand, it's already got this memory of firing. So come to all fours. Wrist creases are parallel to the front of your mat. Wrists are right underneath your shoulders. Knees right underneath your hips. You can curl the toes under or lay them flat. And draw the belly in. So drawing the belly in doesn't mean drawing the belly in and pushing away. It's just draw the belly in towards the spine and keeping the spine neutral. Notice your neck. Is it sinking? Is the chin tucking? Is the chin lifting? Looking straight down, you want to feel the front of your throat lifting to the back of your throat. As if the back of your skull, your shoulder blades, and sacrum are reaching towards the ceiling, or flat towards the ceiling as if they were on the floor. Good. Now push through the hands. We're going to protract and broaden the shoulder blades apart, and we let the head go. Come back through neutral. Soften the chest towards the floor without bending the elbows. You'll feel a little bit of a retraction here. The throat stays lifted. Push. So we're just doing a little bit of a protraction in the upper body. The shoulder blades broaden. Come back through neutral. Soften the chest towards the floor. Isometrically pull the hands back. And one more time. Push away. Broaden through the shoulder blades. And then soften the chest towards the floor. Slight retraction. Shoulder blades slightly coming together. And then find that neutrality. So the shoulder blades are sitting on the ribs. Keep that. Keep the throat lifted. Step your left foot back. Turn on the left glute. Step the right foot back. Turn on the glutes. Draw the belly in. Make your thighs strong. Dial the hands like you did your feet and pull them back. Take the left knee underneath you. Right knee underneath you into quadruped. Slide the right leg back. Turn on that right glute. Make the right leg strong. Step the left foot back. Coming into plank. Dial the hands, pull back, keep the throat lifted, draw the belly in, right knee back underneath your hip, left knee underneath your hip. Now push the mat away, into broadening the upper back. Curl the toes under, lift the knees, keeping weight into your hands, lift the hips up. Now equalize the weight between your hands and feet. It's a narrow dog. Slight buoyancy in the knees and lift under the armpits. Lift the front ribs up. So mindful not to sink back and press back towards the thighs or towards the floor. That disengages the shoulder girdle there. So you want to keep that integrated. So press to the fingertips, inner edges of your hands, push the mat away, lift under the armpits. The hips are the apex of the pose. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, lower to your knees and lower to your forearms. Now your elbows have to be underneath your shoulders, coming into dolphin. As long as your arms can stay perfectly parallel to each other, they can stay forward. If they veer in, I want you to clasp your hands and then hug those elbows under your shoulders. Let the head hang. Push the mat away. Draw the belly in. Now you can totally stay here. If this is where you are, perfect. Or lift the knees and the hips. Walk the feet in a little maybe. Bend the knees and push the mat away. Let the head just hang. Don't ever lift or tuck the chin. Ribs are in. Belly drawing in. Deep breath here. Then exhale, lower the knees, untuck the toes. Maybe sit back into child's pose. Keep the arms forward and turn the palms up. Coming up to the front of the mat. For Sun Sal 1. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge back in the hips. Plant the hands. Step your right foot back, lower the knee and the top of the foot. Inhale, reach the arms up. Notice the 90-90 lunge. Right glute, turn it on. Left foot, pull it back isometrically. Inhale here. Exhale, lower the hands, step back into plank. Shoulder blades on the ribs. Dial the hands, pull them back, squeeze the glutes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower the knees. Keep the glutes activated. Dial the hands. Bend the elbows back. Keep the fronts of the shoulders lifted as you lower. Inhale, pull the hands back, chest through cobra, belly in, pubic bone down. Exhale, lift up. Downward facing dog. Walk the feet in a little bit. Keep lift under the shoulder blades. And without picking up your hands, step the right foot forward. Lower the knee, top of the foot. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, plant the hands, slide the left foot forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge back at the hips, plant the hands. Step the left foot back, lower the knee, but not the toes. Rise up with your arms by your side. And begin rolling the shoulders here. Nice, big shoulder rolls, so the scapula is moving. Plant the hands, step back into plank. Make sure the shoulders are over the wrist. Lower the knees, dial, bend the elbows back. Keep the fronts of the shoulders lifted, throat lifted. Inhale, pull through. Lower fibers of your glutes activated as well. Pubic bone down, belly in. Exhale, lift up. Downward facing dog. Walk the feet in a little bit. Buoyancy in the knees. Lift under the armpits. Without picking up your hands, step the left foot forward. Lower the right knee, not the toes. Rise up with your arms by your side. And begin rolling the shoulders here. Plant the hands, slide the right foot forward. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Sequence 1. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge back at the hips, plant the hands. Step the right foot back, lower the knee, not the toes. Rise up with your left hand behind your sacrum and your right arm forward. Mindful of those ribs, draw them back. Right glute on, left foot isometrically pulling back. Lower the right hand right underneath your right shoulder. And isometrically pull that hand back towards your knee and dial the hand out isometrically. From your ribs, turn the ribs to the left. Right ear can fall to the right shoulder. Left hand can stay on your hip or thigh, or reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. Lean back into that right shoulder blade. Reach up with that left hand. Lower the left hand, turn to the right side of your mat, parallel your feet. Bend your right knee, hinge the hips back. You might have to put your right hand into your right hip crease and push that back. And you might have a block here. Because what's most important here is that hinge and a long spine. Nice deep breaths here. Take another deep breath. Exhale, shift to the other side. Bend the left knee, straighten the right leg. Hinge that left hip back. You can also isometrically pull the hands back to create length in the spine. Notice my chin's not lifting or tucking. And if your belly is drawing away from the mat, then you're rounding. So we want to lengthen, and that hinge helps. Turn back to the front of the mat. Pivot the left foot, flip the back heel up. Bring the right knee underneath your right hip, right hand underneath your right shoulder. Step that left foot back for modified side plank. Now it's harder to keep the right shin parallel to the long end of your mat, so you can curl the toes and kickstand it out. Now engage the glutes, the hips will press forward. The front body will draw in, so notice I'm not arching. Notice if your wrist is right underneath your shoulder and the left hand can reach up. Look down to that right hand and press that right index knuckle down. Inhale here. Exhale, sweep the left arm back and around as you step the left foot forward. Turn to the right side of your mat and bring your arms in goddess or cactus or goalpost, whatever you want to call them, and begin pulsing here. Ribs are in, sit bones are gently squeezing together, belly is drawing in, and smiling always helps. Pivot back to the front of the mat, plant the hands, step that right foot forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge back at the hips, step the left foot back, lower the knee, rise up, right hand behind your sacrum, left arm forward. Inhale here. Exhale, lower the left hand underneath your left shoulder. Pull it back from the ribs. Turn the ribs to the right. The pelvis stays steady. Right hand can be on the thigh or your hip or reach it up. And the left ear can drop towards the left shoulder. But don't sink into the left shoulder. Push the left hand. Pull it back towards your left leg and lean back into that left shoulder blade so the left shoulder doesn't dip forward. Inhale here. Exhale, lower the right hand, turn to the left side of your mat and bend that left knee. Maybe use a block, maybe come onto your fingertips, and even maybe come onto your thighs if you are finding yourself rounding. Take that left hand into that left hip crease and hinge that hip back. Deep breath in. Exhale, bend the right knee, straighten the left. Pull those hands back isometrically. Long spine. Turn back to the front of the mat. Pivot the front foot. Flip the back heel up. Lower the left knee right under the left hip, so it's very narrow. Left hand under your left shoulder and take the right foot to the back of the mat, flat. Right hand to your belly, to your hip, to the sky. Really push through that left hand, dial the hand and pull it back. Turn on your glutes and draw the front body in. Deep breath in. Exhale. Sweep that right arm back and down. Step the right foot forward. Rise up to the left side of your mat, arms and goalpost, and begin pulsing here. Unwind to the front, plant the hands, step the left foot forward, inhale, rise up. A variation of Sun Sal A. Bend the knees, hinge at the hips, tap the hands. Rise up. Bend your knees, hinge back in the hips, tap the hands. Rise up. Bend the knees, hinge back at the hips, tap the hands. Rise up. Inhale, bend the knees, hinge the hips, plant the hands under your shoulders. Step your right foot back, step your left foot back, plank. Lower the knees, lower all the way down. Inhale, pull through for cobra. Belly in, pubic bone down, glutes on. Exhale, lift up. Downward facing dog, walk the feet in a little bit, buoyancy in the knees. Lift under the armpits. Deep breath in. Exhale, bend the knees, walk or jump to the front of your mat, keeping your spine long. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge at the hips, tap. Inhale, up. Exhale, bend, hinge, tap. Inhale, up. Exhale, bend, hinge, tap. Inhale, up. Exhale, bend, hinge, plant the hands underneath your shoulders. Step the right foot back, then the left foot back. Turn the glutes on. Lower the knees, lower to the floor. Keep the front of the shoulders lifted. Inhale, pull through for cobra. Exhale, bend the knees. Don't bend the knees. Rise up into downward dog. Deep breath in. Exhale there. Another inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, walk or step to the front of the mat. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Exhale, sequence 2. Bend the knees, hinge back at the hips, plant the hands. Step the right foot back, but not the knee. Right hand underneath your right shoulder. Left hand to your left thigh. Now from the ribs, keeping your pelvis steady, turn the ribs to the left. Keep pushing through that right hand and pulling it back, and maybe reach the left arm to the ceiling. The right ear can hang to the right shoulder. Lean back into that right shoulder blade. Deep breath here. Exhale, lower the left hand, turn to the right side of your mat, right side lunge. Left hand under your left shoulder. From the ribs, turn to the right and reach the right arm to the ceiling. Inhale here. Exhale, lower the right hand underneath the right shoulder, bend the left knee. And from the ribs, turn to the left, reach the left arm up maybe, or not. Push through that right hand, lean back away from that bent knee. Good. Lower the hand. Bend the right knee one more time. Open up. Lower the right hand. Turn to the front of the mat. Lower the right knee. Modified side plank. This time, reach the left leg back and maybe reach the left leg up. Maybe reach the left arm up. So push through that right hand, pull it back, make sure that wrist is right underneath your shoulder. You need to stack the joints. Turn the glutes on. Tailbone towards that left heel. Ribs in, belly in. Sweep the left arm back and around. Step the left foot forward. Rise up. Warrior 2. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, reverse. Keep your pelvis nice and neutral. Let the right ear go. Don't worry about cranking the neck and look underneath your arm. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, warrior variation. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, windmill down, flip the back heel up. Come into plank. Lower the knees or lower all the way down. Keep the toes curled under, bring your arms into goal pose, and lift into a goal pose cobra. Draw that belly in. Feel the lower fibers of the glutes activate. Hands underneath your shoulders, through your knees or through plank, and then downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And exhale, bend the knees. Walk or step to the front of the mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge back at the hips. Step the left foot back, left hand under your left shoulder. Turn on that left glute. So this left thigh is lifted higher than you think. From the ribs, turn to the right. Keep that right hip pulling back and reach the right arm up. You can also keep it on your right leg. But don't let the pelvis turn. Keep the ball of that back foot solid on the ground. Lift. Pull the left hand back. Dial it out. Lean into the left shoulder blade. Inhale here. Exhale, lower the hand. Turn to the left side of your mat. Parallel your feet. Twisted side lunge. Right hand underneath your right shoulder from the ribs. Twist. Left arm up. Right ear hangs to the right shoulder. Lean away from that bent knee. Lower the left hand. Right side lunge. Hand plants under your left shoulder. From the ribs, rotate. Inhale here. Exhale, right hand lands underneath your right shoulder. Open. Inhale. Exhale, come back to the front of the mat. Pivot the front foot, flip the back heel. Left knee underneath your left hip. Modified side plank. Right leg lifts or not. Glutes on, hips pressed forward, front body contained. Maybe reach the right arm up. Press through that left hand. Pull that left hand back. Inhale here. Exhale, sweep the right arm back and around. Step the right foot forward. Right. Warrior two. Now feel the sit bones squeezing towards each other. So I'm not sinking into one side or the other. Inhale. Exhale, reverse warrior, which is a true lateral stretch. My pelvis stays neutral. Inhale, up. Exhale, warrior variation, lifting up and over. There's not much weight on this right arm and leg. Inhale, up. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, up. Exhale, windmill to the front, flip the back heel, plank position. Exhale, lower the knees or lower all the way. Keep the toes curled under, arms into goalposts, and inhale, lift up. Belly in. Exhale, plant the hands. Lift up, downward facing dog. Inhale here. And then exhale, bend the knees. Walk or step to the front of the mat. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Sun Sal B. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into plank. Lower the knees or lower all the way or halfway. Flip one foot in the other, up dog or cobra. Exhale, lift up, downward facing dog. Walk the right foot in just a tad and lift the left leg up. Lift under the armpits. Ribs in. Step that left foot forward, rise up. Warrior one. Make sure that the feet are on two separate lines. That right foot can be totally turned in. Ribs in, tailbone roots down. Inhale. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into plank. Lower the knees, lower halfway or all the way. Pull through for up dog or cobra. Flip one foot at a time. Then exhale, lift up into downward dog. Step the left foot in just a little bit and lift the right leg up behind you. Notice I'm not opening my hip. Keep your pelvis level and neutral. Step that right foot forward without picking up your hands. Lower the left heel. Rise up, warrior one. Your warrior one can be very narrow. Inhale here. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back into plank. Lower the knees, lower all the way, lower halfway. Up dog or cobra. Exhale, lift up, downward facing dog. Inhale here. And then exhale, bend the knees, walk or step forward. And then inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Exhale, bend the knees. Hinge at the together. Right hand underneath your right shoulder. From the ribs, open to the left. Maybe reach the left arm up. Notice your pelvis. That big toe mound with that right foot planted. Alternating between this and turn to the right side of your mat. Bend the right knee, right side lunge, and open into the twist. Ribs back, lean back from that left shoulder blade. Again, twisted crescent. Pivot the front foot, flip the back heel, open up to the left. Lower the left hand, turn to the right side of your mat, twisted side lunge. Lower the right hand, pivot the front foot, flip the back heel, twisted crescent. Lower the left hand, pivot to the side of your mat, right, twisted side lunge. Lower the right hand, turn back to the front of the mat, set yourself up into a pyramid. The left knee can be bent a little or a lot. The back heel can be up or the heel can be down. But press into the left big toe mound. Pull the left outer hip back. Isometrically pull your hands back and keep your head in line with your spine. Shift forward into that left foot. Bring the right knee underneath you, right hand underneath your right shoulder. Modified side plank. Option to bend the knee, grab the top of the foot, and pull the heel in towards your glutes for a quad stretch. Now engage the glutes, you're pressing the hips forward, and the front body draws in, so there's no overarching. Dial that right hand and pull it back. Gently release that left foot, step it forward, rise up, warrior two. Pelvis nice and level, sit bones drawing together. Inhale, exhale, reverse. Up and over, the pelvis stays steady. Inhale, exhale, warrior variation. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, warrior variation. Or backstroke that right arm, shift forward, and come into half moon. Draw the belly in, left sit bone right underneath you. Tailbone towards your right heel, maybe reach the right arm up. Long through the spine, slight bend in that left knee. Lower that right foot back into warrior two. Inhale, exhale, reverse. Inhale, windmill to the front of the mat. Flip the back heel up. Shift forward and place your hands underneath your shoulders and lift that back leg for standing L. Now notice I'm not locking my knee or rounding my spine. Isometrically pull those hands back as if you're doing cobra. Keep the chin level. Chest over the thumbs, softens towards the thumbs. Inhale here. And your hands may be on blocks. Exhale, bending the knees. Tuck that right knee behind the left heel, coming up into like a seated twist position, and begin rolling the shoulders. You can bring your hands on top of your shoulder heads, if that allows, and the right leg can be straight out in front of you if it's not comfortable with both knees bent. Unwind to the right, stand up into goddess, arms in a goalpost, keeping the lower body steady, inhaling and exhaling, just the torso turns. The shoulder blades stay on the back. You're not moving from your elbows. You're moving from your thoracic spine, your rib cage. Turn back to the front, plant the hands, step back into plank. Lower the knees, lower all the way. Reach the arms behind you, lift equally up into locust. Lower fibers of the glutes on, belly in. Exhale, hands underneath your shoulders, lift up. Downward facing dog, walk the feet in a little bit. Lift underneath your armpits. Inhale here. Exhale, bend the knees, walk or jump to the front of the mat. And inhale, reach the arms up. Last side. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge back at the hips, plant the hands. Step the left foot back, left hand under your left shoulder. From the ribs, turn to the right. Right arm will go long for the right. Turn that left glute on. Inhale. Exhale, turn to the left side of your mat. Parallel your feet. Twisted side lunge. Right hand underneath your right shoulder. Left arm maybe to the ceiling or to the left, or just hold it to the hip. Lower the hand, turn back to the front of the mat. Left hand underneath your left shoulder, turn from the ribs. Twisted crescent. Right hand down. Turn to the left side of your mat. Bend your knee, right hand under your right shoulder. From the ribs, turn, lean back away from that left knee. Lower the hand, again, pivot the front foot, flip the back heel, twisted crescent. Light that left glute on fire. Right hand down, turn to the left side of your mat, bend the left knee. Right hand under your right shoulder, lean away from that left leg. Lower the left hand, come back to the front of the mat. Pyramid. Again, with the back heel up into a variation. Right knee bent slightly or a lot. Press into that right big toe mound and pull that right outer hip back. Long through the spine and watch what the chin is doing. Shift forward into the right foot. Lower the left knee underneath your left hip. Left hand under your shoulder. Modified side plank. Stay here or bend the right knee and grab the right foot. Squeeze your bum, draw the belly in, push through that left hand, look down at your hand. Stepping that right foot forward, rise up, warrior two. Inhale, exhale, reverse. Inhale up, exhale, warrior variation. Inhale up, exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, either warrior variation or windmill the hand around. Step the left foot in, coming into half moon. Deep breath in. Exhale there. Lower that left foot back into warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, reverse. Windmill to the front of the mat. Flip the back heel, plant the hands. Step the right foot back a little bit to bring your shoulders over your wrists. Left leg lifts behind, standing L. Chest over your thumbs. Softens towards your thumbs and pull those hands back isometrically. Keep reaching through that left leg. Long through the spine, neutral through the neck here. Bending the left knee, tucking behind the right heel to sit on your left hip, and then even it out and roll the shoulders. Maybe bring your hands to the top of your shoulder heads here. Keep the ribs in, and this bottom leg can kick out if you need to. Unwinding to the left to stand up into your goddess stance. Arms in goal pose, ribs in, tailbone down, and then inhaling right, exhaling left. Keeping your scapula, your shoulder blades on the ribs, moving through the thoracic spine. The knees don't move, the pelvis doesn't move. Stay steady from below the belt. Unwind to the front, plant the hands, plank pose. Lower the knees or lower all the way down. Reach the arms, lift into locust. Then exhale, plant the hands, lift up, downward facing dog. Lifting up under the armpits here. Deep breath in. Whew. Then exhale, come down to your knees. And come onto your back. Draw the knees in. Keeping the sacrum down, so don't draw them all the way in. You want to keep the sacrum down, draw the belly, ribs in. And then just little circles in your hip joint. And then place placing the feet down. Take your left ankle over your right knee. Again, make sure that there's length in that tailbone. Ribs are drawing together and down and cinching that elastic band between your belly button and your back. Without using your hands, lift the right leg up into a figure 4. Now notice, are your ribs popping? If they start to pop and you can't contain them, and then grab your right leg behind the thigh. But if not, try to create this strength. So we're creating strength to create space in the joint. Make sure the right thigh is in line with the right hip. The feet are slightly flexed. And now isometrically pull your legs apart. Then lower the right foot, lower the left, cross the right ankle over the left. Without using your hands and connection in your core, lift that left foot up. Left thigh in line with the left hip. Feet are slightly flexed. And then pull apart isometrically. Keeping all the container of the core consolidated, drawing in, strong. Then lower that left foot, lower the right foot. Lift up your hips just a little bit to kind of center yourself and lower them, and then lower one leg at a time. Coming into your shavasana. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and then open the mouth, sigh it out. Ah. And you can stay here a little bit longer, or begin to draw the legs closer together and reach the arms overhead. Now, as you inhale through the nose, think of the tailbone lengthening towards the heels and the ribs drawing up towards your armpits, not towards the ceiling. Reach, 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 reach. And then open the mouth, sigh it out. And then bending one knee and the other, coming up to a comfortable seat. So LYT Yoga, which was developed and created by the most amazing physical therapist and yoga teacher, Laura Hyman, is all about maintaining that neutral spine and neutral pelvis to create strength and integration, neurodevelopmental movement, to retrain poor posture habits and patterns of compensation so we can move freely and efficiently and effectively for the rest of our life. It's extraordinary and sustainable. So I hope you enjoyed this practice, and thank you so much. Namaste, my friends. Movement matters. I love you all.